Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to another talk show, Live Coffee with Mickey. Today, uh, we've had a great interest on popular demand. I'm back with you guys to share some news, some grants, and what's happening, some promotions, and the topic that we're going to be discussing about today is changing your visa subclass or changing your AQF level today if you are already a student in Australia. So if you have not already subscribed or liked our channel, YouTube channel, or our page, please do so now. So there's a link on our Facebook page, and you can search Cirrus Migration on YouTube, and you'll be able to find our channel there, so you don't miss out on any future news or updates from the Department of Immigration or any special promotions that we are running from the universities or colleges here in Australia. So, and feel free to comment in the comment box if you have got any questions for me today. So we'll be more than happy to focus more on questions than give you relevant information about changing your course in Australia and what's happening, what are the promotions going on right now. If you are in Sri Lanka and you are looking to have a future study course in Australia, so we will be there in Sri Lanka from the 24th to the 27th of November. I'll be coming along with a few universities and colleges to, you can register today, go to our Facebook page or go to our website, and you should be able to find a link for a one-to-one consultation with me or Mr. Isruyapa, who will be there for this event as well. And there will be quite a few universities and colleges attending this expo in November. So I'll see you guys there if you are in Sri Lanka. So this week we've had a good week where we had some offshore visa grants, so 4 visa grants from Sri Lanka, and there's another add-on to this, so another one from India. So I guess there was 5 visas granted this week from offshore. So congratulations to all our students and our clients who are planning to travel to Australia on these visas very soon. Hopefully we'll see you in our office in Brisbane or Melbourne. Now, in terms of the current promotions that we are running at this stage, so if you are in Australia and you are doing a master degree, so this is the last chance and a last opportunity for you to change your course to a Masters of Health Management for only $29,900 for the whole duration of the course, which is 2 years. So this will be split into 4 semesters. So you're looking at about $7,490 per semester, which is a 6-month semester, and you only require a $2,200 deposit for the COE. It's available in Brisbane, and the next intake is February 2023. So if you came to Australia in a master degree in July 2022, you will be eligible for this course, or even if you came earlier than July, you could be eligible for this course. And there are great opportunities out of this course as well. Clinical manager, health practice manager, you could have a health service manager job in a hospital, in a surgery, in a doctor's clinic, and that could lead to a permanent visa pathway as well if you got 1 year experience in that sector. So still in the health management sector, all these jobs, critical list, and there are good opportunities coming out of this course as well. So if you might be interested in changing your course, this is a very, very good opportunity, and the fees is going to go back to $40,000 next month. This is just a promotional fees where you have a $10,000 scholarship for this course if you enroll in October or November this month. So the course will start in February, but you need to enroll now and pay a deposit of $2,200 to be able to get this scholarship and start paying only $29,900 for the full course duration. Good news from one of the major top universities in Australia, which is Victoria University. So Victoria University is now in Brisbane. So, be aware of that Victoria University, which is one of the top universities in Melbourne, so they have opened up another campus in Brisbane. So it doesn't matter if you are in Australia or you are offshore out of Australia and you wish to study in Brisbane, you could take advantage of this great opportunity that this university is now available in Brisbane. And the next intake is February 2023, but the admissions are now open. So if you wish to apply for Victoria University in Brisbane, they're accepting applications now from offshore and onshore both. So if you need more information on this university and the courses, you can go to victoriauniversity.edu.au or vu.edu.au, and you'll be able to find more information on the courses available in Brisbane. Alright, thank you for watching these promos, but before we go ahead, I'd like to request all our viewers there that if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to ask them. Put your questions in the comment box, or you can also contact us on any of the numbers or email address or the WhatsApp number, our website address, and we will be more than happy to answer your questions maybe today or tomorrow as we get back to our comments and those questions in our email. So the best possible means which I prefer is sending an email, so admin@cirrus.com.au. So I probably check my email 50 times a day, so there's no way I can miss out on my email and not reply back to you or forward your query to the concerned department, and they will get back to you as soon as they can. Alright, now so changing your visa subclass. So there's two topics to discuss today. One is changing your visa subclass, and the second is changing your AQF levels. So there's a difference between the two. Alright, when we talk about changing the visa subclass, is whether sometimes there is an applicant who is on a subclass 600, for example, which is a visitor visa, and they want to change it to a visa subclass 500, which is a student visa, international student visa application. So what do you require? Whether you can do make these changes in Australia or not is a lot of questions. So you got to check the condition on your visa, whether you have got the visa condition 8503, which means no further stay. If you do not have this condition on your visa, that means you could apply for any other substantive visa onshore which you are eligible for. So you must meet the eligibility criteria for that visa subclass 500. And if you think you are eligible, one of the major criteria for visa subclass 500 is GTE. So you are a genuine temporary entrant to Australia, you've got enough financial evidence to support your living in Australia, to support your 1-year tuition fees in Australia, and you meet the health and character requirements, and lastly you have evidence of your English proficiency, which is described as per the level, AQF level, that you are going to apply, or specific to the course that you are going to apply to study in Australia. Usually it's a certificate 3 to a diploma level requires 5.5, no less than 5 in IELTS, and a bachelor's degree would require 6, no less than 5 in IELTS, and a master degree would require 6.5, no less than 6 in IELTS. But there's some specific courses which would require you to get a higher proficiency in English, like for example Masters of Social Work or Master of Nursing or Master of Teaching, which would require you to have either 7 in each or maybe 8 overall in Master of Teaching, secondary and primary, which are the most popular courses. Other than that, yes, we can change your visa subclass if you're already in Australia. You could be on a dependent visa of your partner as well, of a student, and you want to change your visa subclass to a main applicant student. You could do that. If you are on a 408 visa, which you held for a little while, and you think that you're not gonna get another 408 in the future, and you want to change it to subclass 500, that'll be an option available with one of the master courses that we have of Master of Health Management and other universities that we deal with directly. We could assist you in getting admission in one of the courses that you prefer to have a future with. It's not always essential and necessary that we choose a course on the shortage list or the PR list. I recommend all my students to look at a future pathway that you need to have for a career that you fit yourself best into, that you see a caliber, see a future, even if you are here in Australia or you wish to go back to your home country. And focus on that career path and you will find a pathway to PR. Trust me, if you can find a job, if you're good at what you do, nothing can stop you from getting a residency in Australia. There could be alternate alternate skills that you could add on to your current career path to secure a residency pathway, but never leave your current core subjects or course study that will lead you to a better career pathway that you wish is good for you and best for you for the future. Now, changing AQF levels, what does that mean? Okay. AQF level is basically designed by the Australian government, the education department. It is an Australian qualification framework which is divided into 10 different levels. So it starts from AQF 1 to AQF 10, 1 being the lowest and 10 being the highest. 10 is a doctorate or a PhD, and 1 being a certificate level 1 or non-award. So certificate level 1 goes up to 2, 3, 4, and then the level 5 goes to a diploma. Advanced diploma is 6, or a bachelor degree would be 7, and a bachelor honors is 8, or a graduate diploma is 8, and then master is 9, and then of course PhD or doctorate is AQF level 10. So the department classifies 2 different visa classes for these AQF levels. So 1 to 6 is considered vocational education, which is VET, and 7 to 10 is considered a higher education, which is HED. If you have come to Australia on a level which is 5, maybe 3, 4, 5, 6, you can move around those levels, but you must have a genuine answer or a reason why you have dropped from a 6 to 4 or 3 or 2, but a valid reason why you did that, but you don't have to really apply for a new visa to be granted within the same VET sector. So you could also explain that you have downgraded from an AQF level 6 to a 3, but you have planned to study a AQF level 6, 7 or 8 or higher in the future by holding a COE or evidence of studies that you will be taking after you finish your lower level of study, which is 3, 4, 5 or 6. When it comes to a higher education, so let's start with an example that you have come into a level 9, AQF level 9, which is a master degree, and you wish to study a lower AQF level course and you want to drop it down straight to a 3, 4, 5 or 6. So that is moving your AQF level from a higher education to a vocational education level course. So what do we do in this instance? Now there are different ways I could suggest for you to do is the best possible way to do this is to get a release from your current provider. Give them the offer letter of the new course that your agent or yourself has suggested to do to study in the future, and request a release on genuine grounds that you might have the reason behind it why you wish to change your course AQF level, and notify the department by putting in a new application for a student visa that you wish to change your AQF level. Now you are downgrading to this certain level of study, and you wish to advise the department that you have taken this action and what is the reason behind it. The best way to do it is to create a new GTE, which is a genuine temporary entrant, in the format that the department requires, and explain to them everything why you have made that change, and hopefully you will get another grant, and the new grant would be for the wet education level, rather than the higher education level. Then you are not at any risk of your visa cancellation because you have not fulfilled the condition of the visa. The other option that a lot of students keep asking me is, what is the other option if we don't wish to apply for a new student visa and we wish to continue? Look, you will most likely would have to apply for a new student visa anyway, because your course duration for your downgraded course would be approximately 2 years for you to be eligible for a 485 visa at the end of the day, and your visa will definitely fall short. If you have already been in Australia for 6 months and you were granted a visa for 2 years and 2 months, and you after 6 months you're changing your course and going to an AQF level 5, 6 or 4, and by the end of the day when you finish your qualification, the new qualification that you've downgraded to, you'll fall short of the student visa. Then you'll be applying for a new student visa to cover the gap of that course, and you might be 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 months short. But you need to be aware of the fact that when you're applying for the 485 visa, you must have held a student visa in the last 6 months. So if your student visa held was more than 6 months ago, you won't be able to apply for a 485 visa, which is your work rights for the next 2 to 5 years, depending on the location and the university and the AQF level of course that you finished. So my advice is to get a consultation from a good migration agent or an education consultant, and make them aware of the facts that what happens when I finish my course which I've been downgraded to, and I do not apply for a new visa to the Department of Immigration. What are the consequences that I'm looking at? Are they going to be in my favor, or am I taking a big risk, a huge risk in this matter? Yes or no. If you're not, then yeah, definitely go make a decision for your life. It's your decision at the end of the day what you wish to study. As I suggested earlier, you could always notify the department in means of putting in a new application with a new GTE, explaining your situation, and you could be granted a new visa for that level. If you are going to be doing that in 1.5 year time, might as well do it now. Some students also backtrack in their education, where they are studying a master degree and they would go down to a diploma level course of AQF level 5 or 6 and propose to study an AQF level 9 after the completion of the course that they have downgraded. So as long as you have got evidence that you are going to be studying an AQF level 9 course after you finish this, you are not in breach of your visa condition, because your last COE that you hold is of the same level as you are currently granted a visa for. But again, the same story is going to come into play, is what will happen once you fall short of your current visa. You have not completed your course and your visa is coming to an end and you need an extension. So you'll have to provide all the details, evidences, GTE requirements come into play, and maybe your English proficiency level will also come into play, depending on the assessment level of the provider that you are going into, and the assessment level of the country that you belong to, you hold the passport for. So too much to discuss in this context. I can keep going on and on and on all day, and because this is what I do all day, I look at different scenarios and different cases and suggest my students what you could do, what outcome can we expect out of the current visa that you hold, what is the expiry date of the visa, what is the starting date of your current COE, when do you finish 6 months in your primary course, is it a diploma leading to a bachelor's, is it a graduate diploma leading to a master's, or is it diploma, two diplomas that you hold? Some students even come to me with a diploma and an advanced diploma COE in their hand, and they wish to change the course. How could you do that? That's a pretty complex scenario, because your primary COE is your second COE, which means you cannot change your course for 18 months since the time you landed in Australia, and you have been advised by your agent overseas in your home country that this is the best course to go for if you want to look for a permanent pathway in Australia, and it might not be true fact. And what are the options that you have now? How can you change your course? So in those cases and scenarios, I would suggest you to book an appointment, a consultation with myself or with my team, and we'll be more than happy to come and discuss with you the options that you have, and we'll give you a clear picture, a clear scenario of what situation you currently in, and what will be the consequences if you change your AQF level or your university or your college before pushing you into that well to drown. All right, so we try not to keep anything hidden from you, so we give you the facts of the consequences, what you are getting into, and what could possibly happen when your visa comes to an end, the current visa that you hold. Or you might have a dependent offshore that you're waiting to bring to Australia with you on your current studies. Could you do that if you downgraded your current studies in a AQF level? Let's say if you went from AQF 9 down to 6, and you don't hold a AQF level 9 COE, and you definitely haven't notified the department about the changes that you have made, and suddenly you realize that you have a dependent waiting offshore for to be added as a subsequent entrant. Can you do that? The big question mark lies here. So get in contact with us, and more than happy to give you a free consultation to check your current scenario and give you advice for the future. If you have any migration related queries, please do follow our page, the Facebook page or YouTube channel, and if you still can't find the answer that you're looking for, please send us an email or WhatsApp message, and one of the migration agents will be back with an answer to your query, or book you an appointment, or guide you towards the next live session that we're going to go in the coming weeks. And you can ask your questions in the comment box there for no charge to you. So thank you guys, thank you very much for watching this video today. I hope this was a bit of information that you were looking for from which was missing in the past videos I've done, and hopefully I'll be back next week with another guest and get you more promotions from across the board of Australian education providers. And love your motivation and the comments that we keep getting. That is why we are coming back again and again on this platform, and the amount of queries that Service Migration are getting from all the different social media channels is just amazing. Keep it going, and give us a review on Google if you like our services. Even if you don't like our services, we'd like to hear from you and like to improve our services based on the facts that you don't like my service or my team's services in the past. But if you do, please appreciate the hard work that we put into. So the 5 visa grants that I've got from offshore has only been listed, not the onshore visa grants that we keep getting every week or every fortnight are not there. But we've had a huge success on visa grants from offshore, from India, Nepal and Sri Lanka mostly, and we'll keep doing that as long as you put your trust in us. Thank you for trusting us, and thank you for watching this video today.